Welcome back to Be Inspired from Life. There comes a moment in every life when talk must turn into action, when wanting must turn into doing, when belief must turn into movement. That moment is now. Because the truth is simple, champion, if you want to build a life that matters, you must learn to be consistent. Not sometimes consistent, not when you feel like it, always. Consistency is the quiet strength that separates the dreamers from the doers. It's what turns potential into progress. It's what turns faith into fruit. Everybody prays for blessings, but few people are willing to stay faithful long enough to receive them. I've learned that life doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you're willing to work for every single day. The world doesn't reward intention. It rewards discipline. You can pray for change all you want, but until you act on that prayer with consistent effort, it stays a wish instead of a reality. There will be days when your spirit feels heavy, when the world feels cold, when your prayers seem unanswered. You'll look around and think, God, where are you? But that's the test of consistency. Faith without consistency is just noise. Faith with consistency becomes power. See, God isn't just watching what you do when life feels good. He's watching what you do when life feels empty. He's watching how you move when the doors are closed, when the people walk away, when the reward hasn't arrived. That's where true consistency is born, in the silent seasons, the hidden seasons, the lonely seasons. Sometimes He'll delay your blessing on purpose, not to punish you, but to prepare you. Because God doesn't want to give you something you're not ready to hold. He wants to see if you'll stay faithful in the dark before He lets you shine in the light. Consistency is proof of faith. When you keep showing up, even when you don't see progress, that's faith in motion. When you keep praying, even when the answer hasn't come, that's faith in motion. When you keep loving, forgiving, and believing, even after being hurt, that's faith in motion. You see, every time you stay consistent, heaven takes notice. Angels take notes. God marks your persistence. Because faith isn't just what you believe, it's how long you're willing to stand firm in that belief. The problem is, most people give up too soon. They expect a harvest after one day of planting. They want miracles without maintenance. But God works through process, not shortcuts. He works through persistence, not convenience. Think about Noah. God told him to build an ark when it had never rained. People laughed at him. They called him crazy. But Noah stayed consistent. Hammer by hammer, plank by plank, day by day, he built that ark in faith. And one day, the rain came. Consistency kept him alive. That's how life works. God gives the vision, but you must build the ark. He gives the dream, but you must do the daily work. He gives the promise, but you must walk through the process. Don't expect divine results without daily discipline. God blesses effort. He multiplies persistence. He anoints consistency. And when you finally receive what you've been praying for, you'll look back and realize the waiting, the working, the consistency. It wasn't punishment, it was preparation. Sometimes God withholds blessings until your consistency proves you can handle them. Because inconsistency destroys what miracles create. You might say, but I've been trying for years and nothing's changing. Maybe it's not supposed to change yet. Maybe God is still building your roots, not your branches. Remember the bamboo, it grows underground for years before it shoots up into the sky. That's how your faith works too. God is developing your foundation so that when you rise, you don't fall. So don't get tired of doing good, don't get tired of showing up, don't get tired of praying, don't get tired of believing. Every time you stay consistent, you're storing strength. God is not ignoring you, He's investing in you. When you keep showing up, He keeps adding endurance. When you keep believing, He keeps adding wisdom. When you keep working, He keeps shaping your destiny. Faith says, God will. Consistency says, until He does, I'll keep going. That's the mindset of a champion. That's the heart of a warrior. That's the walk of a believer. So, when life feels heavy, pray. Then act. When you don't feel like acting, pray again. Then act again. Because faith without works is dead, and consistency is the heartbeat of works. You'll never outgrow the need for consistency. Even when you succeed, you must maintain it, because success without discipline leads right back to failure. The moment you stop doing what got you there, you start losing what you gained. Let me tell you, God honors those who can be trusted with repetition, those who keep doing the right thing even when it's boring, those who stay humble even when they're praised, those who stay disciplined even when they're comfortable. That's who God promotes. David didn't become king overnight. Before he faced Goliath, he was faithfully tending sheep. Every day, out in the fields, protecting the flock, writing songs to God. Nobody saw him, nobody applauded him, but his consistency in private prepared him for victory in public. That's how God works. Your private consistency determines your public breakthrough. So stop thinking nobody notices your hard work. God notices. He sees every unseen act of obedience. He sees the mornings you get up early, the nights you stay up late, the times you forgive, the moments you stay silent when insulted, the days you help even when you need help. He's writing it all down. He's not ignoring your faithfulness. He's storing it for your harvest. There's a time to pray, and a time to move, a time to believe and a time to build, a time to rest and a time to rise. Consistency teaches you when to do both, because consistency brings balance between effort and surrender, between patience and action. You can't say you trust God but live like He's not real. Trust is consistency. If you pray today and doubt tomorrow, that's not faith, that's fear. But if you pray today and you keep praying tomorrow and you keep believing the next day, that's faith in action. That's consistency. And God responds to faith in action. Remember, Peter didn't walk on water because he was special. He walked because he was consistent in obedience. The moment he looked away from Jesus, he sank. When you lose focus, you lose strength. When you lose consistency, you lose direction. That's why you must keep your eyes on God every single day. Not just on Sunday, not just when you're in trouble, every day. Because faith isn't a part-time job, it's a full-time lifestyle. Force yourself to be consistent with your walk with God. Wake up and thank Him before you check your phone. Speak to Him before you speak to anyone else. Read His Word even when your mind is tired. Because every act of consistency in your faith builds your spiritual armor. When the storms come, and they will, it's your daily habits with God that will hold you together. Don't wait for life to break before you start praying. Build your prayer life now. Build your consistency with God now. Because when you stay consistent in peace, you stay unshaken in chaos. Your consistency in faith is your weapon against fear. The devil doesn't fear your talent. He fears your consistency. He knows if you keep praying, he can't stop you. He knows if you keep believing, he can't break you. He knows if you keep moving, he can't hold you down. That's why he tries to distract you, delay you, discourage you. But if you refuse to quit, if you refuse to lose focus, if you keep walking with God day after day, victory is inevitable. Consistency turns faith into fire. You might not see results yet, but you're building something eternal. Every time you trust God when you don't understand, heaven celebrates. Every time you keep walking through pain, angels stand guard. Every time you show up with faith instead of fear, you become more unstoppable. Don't chase blessings, chase consistency, and blessings will chase you. You might look around and see people getting ahead faster. Don't envy them. Everyone's timeline is different. Your consistency will carry you where shortcuts can't. When it's your time, God will open doors no one can shut. But until then, keep knocking, keep believing, keep preparing, because one day, suddenly, everything will change, and you'll realize that suddenly took years of consistency. Faith says, God can. Consistency says, I'll wait while He does. When you walk with that mindset, nothing can shake you. Sometimes God allows the delay not to punish you, but to teach you endurance, because He knows that what's given too early is easily lost. But what's earned through consistency stays. You can't microwave miracles. You must marinate in faith. Stay consistent in your purpose, your prayer, and your patience, because God is faithful and He rewards the consistent. Consistency doesn't make life easier, it makes you stronger. It doesn't remove challenges, it trains you to overcome them. It's like lifting weights. The resistance doesn't weaken you, it builds you. Every day you stay consistent, you become harder to break, harder to discourage, harder to stop. We live in a world where people chase quick success, viral fame, overnight results, instant gratification. But consistency is what separates greatness from mediocrity. The world may celebrate speed, but God honors endurance. Because what's built fast usually fades fast, but what's built consistently lasts. You see, consistency is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And when you stop using it, it weakens. That's why many people start something great but never finish it. They have passion, but not patience. They have inspiration, but not discipline. They want the reward without the routine. But if you want to be great, not just for a season, but for a lifetime, you must train your mind to keep showing up when your emotions don't want to. Let me tell you something, feelings are temporary, but commitment is eternal. If you always wait to feel ready, you'll never move. Because the path to success isn't made of comfort, it's paved with consistency. Think about the farmer who plants seeds. He doesn't dig up the ground every day to see if something's growing. He trusts the process. He waters, he waits, and he works every single day. And one day, when the season is right, he reaps. That's how life works too. Consistency is planting faith daily, even when you see no signs of growth. It's staying patient when everything inside you screams, quit. You must force yourself to be consistent, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. Because the future belongs to those who refuse to quit. Let's be honest, we've all had those moments when giving up felt easier than going on, when no one supported us, when our progress felt invisible, when our prayers seemed unanswered. But that's exactly when consistency matters most. When you push through those moments, you build unshakable character. And remember, this consistency doesn't mean perfection. You'll fall, you'll fail, you'll have bad days. But being consistent means getting back up every single time. It means refusing to let one bad day turn into a bad week, or a bad week turn into a lost dream. The difference between winners and losers isn't talent, it's consistency. Winners fail too, but they keep showing up. Losers quit when it hurts. Winners continue even when it hurts. That's the whole game. You may be tired right now. You may be praying for a breakthrough that hasn't come yet. You may be wondering if your efforts even matter. But let me tell you something powerful. Every drop of effort counts. God sees it. Every prayer you whispered when you were broken, He heard it. Every tear that fell in silence, He counted it. Every time you kept going, even when nobody noticed, He recorded it. And one day, when it's your season, all those unseen efforts will return to you multiplied. That's the power of consistency. It's invisible until it explodes. You must understand this. Small daily improvements lead to massive long-term results. One prayer a day, one act of kindness, one chapter read, one healthy choice. Do them long enough, and you'll look back one day and realize you've completely transformed your life. Most people overestimate what they can do in a week, but underestimate what they can do in a year of consistency. Don't rush your process. Be consistent with your growth. God doesn't want speed, He wants stability. Because if success arrives before you're ready, it becomes destruction. But if it comes after you've grown through consistency, it becomes destiny. When you feel lost, go back to your daily disciplines. Pray, reflect, act, rest, repeat. That rhythm builds divine strength. Consistency is how you partner with God. You do your part, He does His. You stay faithful in your effort, He stays faithful in His promise. Remember when Jesus multiplied the loaves and fish? He didn't create a feast out of nothing, He multiplied what was given consistently. The boy showed up with his lunch. That small act of consistency created a miracle. That's how God works. He multiplies what you consistently give. So keep giving. Keep serving, keep believing. Even if no one claps for you, even if the progress is slow, even if your strength is fading, keep going. Because every time you move forward, even 1 inch, heaven moves with you. When you stay consistent, you become dangerous to doubt. You silence the voices that say you can't by proving that you will. Consistency is a language of faith. When you say, I'll keep showing up, you're telling God, I trust you, even when I don't see results. And God responds to that kind of faith. Sometimes your consistency will offend people because your growth will remind them of their stagnation. They'll call you obsessed. They'll call you too serious. They'll say, you've changed. That's fine. You were supposed to. Consistency will cost you comfort, but it will reward you with peace. It will separate you from the crowd, but it will connect you to your purpose. People may mock your discipline now, but they'll ask for your advice later. So stay consistent in silence and let your results make the noise. Let's talk about something deeper: consistency with yourself. Many people can stay consistent for others, for their job, their partner, their family, but they break promises to themselves. Every time you tell yourself, "I'll start tomorrow," and you don't, you train your mind not to trust you. But when you follow through, even on small things, you rebuild your confidence. Your self-respect grows when your actions match your words. If you say you'll wake up early, do it. If you say you'll read for 10 minutes, do it. If you say you'll quit a bad habit, mean it. Each act of consistency rewires your brain to believe in you again. And when you believe in yourself, you become unstoppable. Because consistency isn't about speed, it's about alignment. Every small, faithful step aligns you closer with your destiny. And I'll tell you something, God doesn't promote people who only perform when watched. He promotes those who are consistent in private. You can't fake consistency. You can't pretend discipline. Sooner or later, the truth shows. Be the same person in the dark that you are in the light. Be the same person when you have nothing as when you have everything. That's true strength. Consistency isn't about impressing others, it's about honoring God and yourself. When you're consistent, you build integrity, and integrity attracts divine favor. Let me remind you, everything in nature runs on consistency. The sun rises every morning, the moon follows its cycle, the ocean follows its tides. God designed the entire universe to run on rhythm and repetition. So, if the creator of the universe values consistency, why should you live any other way? God is consistent. His love, His mercy, His promises, they never change, and we are made in His image. That means we're meant to reflect that same steady faithfulness. You can't be powerful and inconsistent at the same time. Force yourself to show up even when it's hard, because the hardest days are the ones that define you the most. There's a story about a man who carried water buckets up a hill every single day. He had 2 buckets, one perfect, the other cracked. Every day, he filled both and walked miles uphill. By the time he reached his destination, the cracked bucket was half empty. One day, the cracked bucket apologized. "I'm sorry, I waste your time. I'm broken." The man smiled and said, "Look at your side of the path. See the flowers? I planted seeds there, and every day, your cracks watered them." That's consistency. Even when you feel broken, your daily faithfulness is watering something beautiful. You might not see it yet, but God does. Don't let your imperfections stop you. Be consistent anyway. The enemy loves to whisper, "You're not good enough. You failed before, you'll fail again." But consistency silences him, because every time you rise after falling, you prove him wrong. Failure doesn't define you, quitting does. And consistency is the opposite of quitting. When you force yourself to be consistent, you rewrite your story. You go from "I can't" to "I will," from "I'm tired" to "I'm committed," from "I hope it works" to "I'll make it work." Because consistency isn't just an action, it's an identity. It's who you become after all the times you refuse to stop. And let me say this, there's no perfect time to start being consistent. The time is now. Stop waiting for motivation. Start with discipline. Motivation is a feeling, discipline is a choice. Motivation fades when life gets hard. Discipline stays even when your heart breaks. You don't need to feel ready, you just need to start. Take the first step, then another, then another. That's how mountains move, not by leaps, but by steps. God never asked you to move fast. He asked you to move faithfully. So wake up every day and choose to be consistent. Not because it's easy, but because it's right. And when you fall, don't dwell there, rise again. That's also consistency. When you feel weak, remember, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep going. Consistency turns ordinary people into extraordinary warriors. It turns small faith into unshakable strength. It turns pain into power. And one day, when people ask, "How did you do it?" you'll smile and say, "I stayed consistent when others quit." That's it. That's the secret. Consistency builds credibility. Credibility builds influence. Influence builds legacy. And legacy builds eternity. Your consistency today becomes someone else's hope tomorrow. Because your journey, your discipline, your faith, endurance inspires others to believe that they can rise too. So never underestimate the power of showing up, even when you're tired, because someone's watching you. Maybe your child, your friend, your neighbor, your viewer. And your consistency is teaching them that faith works, that God is real, that endurance wins. Keep going. You're planting seeds that will bloom in someone else's life. And when you stand before God one day, He won't ask how many times you succeeded. He'll ask how many times you stayed faithful. He'll say, "Well done, my good and faithful servant. Not my talented servant, not my perfect servant, but faithful." Faithfulness is consistency. So keep walking, keep believing, keep trusting. Even when you're tired, even when the path is long, even when the results are slow, because your consistency is your testimony. Every morning you rise, say to yourself, "I will stay consistent with my faith, my purpose, my values, and my calling. I will show up even when it's hard, because I know God is with me." Now, I want you to say it out loud. I choose discipline over distraction. I choose faith over fear. I choose consistency over comfort. That's how champions are made. And if no one told you today you're doing great, you're growing, even if it's slow. You're becoming, even if it's quiet. You're winning, even if you don't see it yet. Keep going, warrior, because one day you'll look back and thank yourself for never giving up. You'll thank yourself for being consistent when no one believed in you. And most of all, you'll thank God for never leaving your side while you learn to stay consistent. Because the truth is, He's been consistent with you since day one. He never gave up on you, so don't give up on yourself. Champion, if this message spoke to your heart, pause for a second. Reflect on where in your life you've been inconsistent, your faith, your goals, your habits, your health, your relationships, and make a decision today to change that. If this message gave you strength, I invite you to share it with someone who needs hope. Drop a comment below, tell me what area of your life you're going to stay consistent in starting today. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, because together we're building a community of warriors, faithful, focused, and fearless. Remember this, God rewards the consistent. Stay faithful, stay patient, stay powerful. Your breakthrough is closer than you think.